Two days ago, I went to a cardiologist and I got this. This is a heart monitor, and it is just attached on my skin with a little clear piece of adhesive, and then it just pops on and off this little plastic piece, but is attached to my chest and cardiac monitor, so it is monitoring my heart and my heart activity. My primary care doctor is the one who ordered the heart monitor. I told him that I was experiencing presyncope, which I was getting dizzy, lightheaded, and then my heart was racing almost every single time this happens. So he said, I want you to get a heart monitor. So that's what I did. He didn't tell me how long he wanted me to wear it for. When I got there, they said, surprise, you're wearing it for 30 days. So wearing it for 1 day less than this month. And then I will ship it back to them. But I was going to show you all of the stuff it came with. So I also have this phone. Lights up on this one screen. The little blue heart in the middle is for me to record an event. So if I feel dizzy, lightheaded, anything like that, I press the little button and it will record my event, and then that will correlate to whatever's going on this with my heart at the time, so that they can see if this is correlating with stuff that's going on with my heart and if we need to continue looking at the heart or if we need to look at something different. So the other thing that it came with is this box that's got all of my stuff in it. It's got a charger for both the phone and the monitor. It's got a little piece to put over so I can make sure that I get the monitor back in the right spot. It's got a helpful patient guide where it goes over everything that the tech that put this on told me that day. I think it's got a couple other things in it that I don't remember. It's got the shipping bag and the shipping label to send it back to them. I will show you the process of changing this out, hopefully, if I remember. I will show you the process of charging this and changing it out and all of that good stuff when it happens. He said that it should be good to go this for about 4 to 5 days, and this, I've been watching the battery. He said to try to charge it every night. This is night 2 and it's not even halfway, so we haven't quite gone to charging it yet. So it is currently July 5th. So I went and got put on the 3rd. That night I went home and I slept at my house. It was fine. It woke me up one time to tell me that it wasn't pressed down firmly enough. So I just kind of woke up slightly, pressed it back down, went back to sleep, didn't go off for the rest of the night. July 4th, which would have been last night, came out to my best friend's house in the country, currently sitting on her porch swing. So I slept here last night instead of at my house. It went off probably about 5 or 6 times last night. It's very loud when it goes off, and it kept waking me up and told me, I think majority of those times told me it wasn't pressed down firmly enough, and then one time told me that the phone was no longer connected to it. So yeah, I was getting a little frustrated last night. I did take a bath with it on yesterday. I was told that it is water resistant, so I'm allowed to take a shower with it on, but no pools, baths where I would be submerging this part, or anything like that. So I did take a bath, but I didn't go any further than, like the bottom of my abdomen. So this was never submerged, and really, with that bath, I washed my body, but I didn't wash my hair, so nothing up here really. I did wash my upper part of my arms and everything like that, but I tried to avoid this area for right now. I will, I guess, let you guys know what happens when I take a shower. That makes me a little bit nervous. He did say that I could just take the patch off, do what I need to do with water, and then apply a new one, which is what I think I might do. I don't know, kind of waiting to see, like, if the phone needs charged, maybe that's when we decide to go ahead and hop in the shower. If this, you know, it's been 4 days, maybe we take that off, pop it in the charger, and then go take the shower, just so I don't have to worry about it. Because, you know, even this getting a little bit wet last night, I'm a little worried that that's why it went off so many times last night. So it's 11:54 at night, and I was laying here scrolling through TikTok, getting ready to go to sleep, and this phone just beeped super loud at me and told me that my sensor wasn't connected properly. So there's a part that you're not gonna be able to see because it's so dark in here, but it's right here, and it's like lifting and like peeling a little bit, and I can tell that it's peeling a little bit. But the parts that it's telling me to press down on both ends of it, and then like the actual devices itself, it's telling me to press down firm. Nothing around any of those areas is loose at all. So I don't know why it keeps beeping at me. So I've been thinking about putting a new patch on. However, I'm planning on taking an everything shower tomorrow. If you know, you know. And so I was gonna peel it off and then put a brand new one on so I could have a fresh one for the start of my work week. Plus, I'm only supposed to really change it out every like 4 to 5 days. So I don't know, but I have a feeling that it's gonna be another very long night. This thing waking me up every 2 hours to tell me that something's not connected. Also, by the way, this is so loud. And it's so scary when it goes off when you're like dead to the world sleep. So I just woke up. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I will say last night went much better with this. I got into the phone settings and found out that the volume, I could lower it. There's like a low, medium, high, or I could have just turned the sound off altogether. I didn't want to do that because I want to make sure it's like continuously recording as I'm sleeping, but I did turn it on low instead of, it was set on medium, which made it a little less jarring when it did wake me up. It didn't wake me up nearly as many times. I think it only woke me up 3 times, you know, compared to the night before that. So my phone just started beeping. I thought maybe I'd show you guys. It says that the sensor patch is not connected. The bottom, you guys hear that? It's very jarring in the middle of the night. But the bottom of it says resolve. So I click resolve. It's just telling me that I need to press down the edges, press center and edges of patch firmly against chest. And then I press OK, and then just make sure. I was laying down watching TikTok, so I'm not surprised that it's going off again. But I think in a little bit, I'm gonna go try and shower. I don't know if I'm gonna take it off because I'm allowed to shower with it on. So I don't know if I'm gonna take it off now or if I'm gonna replace it tomorrow, so that it's fresh for Monday. We'll see. So I just figured something out, and I feel a little bit silly, but my phone, there's these little things at the top. Don't know how well you guys can see that, but those are both batteries. And I've been wondering for the last 3 days why there's like 2 different batteries, and I just kind of assumed that maybe this like phone had 2 batteries internally. Not entirely sure, but I was looking at earlier and I realized one of them is for my sensor. I knew that it would give me a text whenever this needed to be recharged, but I did not realize that it had like the battery status at the top. And then the other one is labeled M, which is for monitor, which would be for the phone. They told me to charge this every single night. I got it on the 3rd. Today's the 6th of July. I haven't charged it yet. It is looking really, really low. So I'm going to be charging it tonight, and then probably will start charging it every single night as I start my work week, just to make sure it doesn't die in the middle of the work day. I did get the chargers out of the box, just a standard charging base, and then there's 2 different wires. First one is this orange one, which is like a standard Samsung. This is a Samsung phone. I don't know if you guys can see that down there, but just like a standard Samsung phone. So that's a Samsung charger. And then the other one, which I'll probably be using tomorrow night, is this one, which is for the actual sensor itself. Just slides down right in there. Like I said, I'll probably end up charging it tomorrow to try to give it the best chance to work for the entirety of my work week, so I don't have to recharge it again before the end of that. The other issue that I'm having is I sleep at that end of the bed, and the closest charger that I normally plug into, or outlet that I plug into, is right here at the opposite end of the bed, which is fine when I need to like just charge my phone or whatever overnight. However, this thing goes off like every 2 hours, and instead of just being able to like turn over and just, you know, tap on the screen, whatever, if I put it down here, I'm gonna have to like fully sit up to press all the buttons and stuff at night, and that's gonna irritate me even more than the fact that it goes off every 2 hours. So there's an outlet up here, but the mattress normally gets shoved too close. I think I'm probably just gonna end up pulling the mattress back and plugging it in, because I can't be asked. Don't know if y'all actually want to see this part, because it's literally just me plugging in a phone, but whoa, she is charging. And I did end up moving the bed back from the wall and just plugged it up here, because I cannot be asked to fully sit up every time this thing goes off at night. Okay, so I'm getting ready to try to take a shower. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and try to charge it while I'm in the shower. So we'll see how that goes. I had it on for a total of 5 days, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Today's the 5th day. My monitor says that it is at 45% charged. I am starting my work week, so I want to try to give it the best chance that it has to stay charged so it doesn't die in the middle of my workday. So we're going to do that. I'm pretty sure as soon as I start to peel this off that this is going to go crazy and start giving me alerts. So I'm pretty sure I need to turn this off. But I kind of want to see what happens first as I'm peeling this off. Okay, so let's start peeling and see what happens. I'm going to try to do this without flashing you guys. I also have a feeling this is going to hurt really bad. When I went to go put this shirt on this morning, it's got like this little ribbed edge to it, and I didn't get it quite pulled down far enough, and it pulled on this, and it like started ripping, and it hurt so bad. So we're gonna see what happens as I take this off. Okay, well, it is off. My monitor's not alerting me, but this is what she looks like. With the little, there's like wires on the back of it and everything. Okay, so to get this out of here, there's this like little blue edge right here underneath, and I'm just supposed to pop it off and slide it out, which is very hard to do. That's what it looks like. That's what it said it should look like after the sensor's out. And then this is what this looks like. I'm assuming I just throw this away. I don't know why they would need to keep it. I'll probably put it in a plastic bag because I have anxiety and I don't want to throw it away until I know for a fact that I can throw it away. But this is what this looks like. I'm going to go pop it in the charger. I'll come back and show you guys what the charger looks like, and then me popping it in there, and then I'm going to let this charge while I do an everything shower. Okay, so I went and grabbed the charger real quick. Again, standard charging base. And then this is the charger for the sensor. So I'm gonna pop this down in there. I'm assuming it goes this way. He said it only goes in one way, so if it's not going, don't force it, turn around. There it is, popped in there. So I'm gonna go plug this in. Like he said, I'm gonna let it charge. My phone, I was looking at it, and up here at the top where it tells me my battery life, right now it says sensor NA, so it is disconnected. The way that it's supposed to be, I'm probably going to end up turning this off because there's really no reason to have the battery running when this isn't actually sensing anything. So I'm going to go ahead and power that off, and then we'll turn it back on and make sure it gets connected again when this is done charging. Okay, so I've showered. I'm right in the middle of curling my hair for work tomorrow, so please ignore that. I'm gonna try to show you guys as much of this process as I can. I'm not gonna be able to show you like actually pressing it onto my chest because that's a little too much. But it charged. This light turned fully green. I'm hopefully gonna insert a video now of what it looked like while it was charging. So the first thing I have to do is take this off the charger, so it just pops out just like that. The next thing is, this is the pouch that the new patch comes in. So rip the top of the bag open, just like that, and we've got a fresh new patch. So the new patch is on. I stood up in the mirror, used the little guide to make sure that I knew where it was supposed to go. One thing I did forget to do, which mind you, this is my first time doing this by myself, so I'm not gonna fault myself too much. There's supposed to be a green little light that comes on, I think, on this side. I forgot to look and make sure that it was on before I actually applied it to my skin. Hopefully it reconnects to the monitor. If it does not, then we will take it off and we will try again. So the next thing you have to do is I have to find the end of this white paper, which is actually like way harder to do than I thought it was gonna be, and I don't know if it's just because I have these nails on, but I literally cannot get my finger up underneath it. So we're using some tweezers. I also think that I might have grabbed the wrong end. I'm not entirely sure where you're supposed to start with this. Wow. Didn't think that I was gonna struggle this much. Okay, so finally got the end of it that I think I'm supposed to have. I'm just gonna go slow and make sure that it's completely pressed down as I'm going around the whole thing. Okay. All right, it is fully on there. All right, so I went and found the monitor. I'm gonna go ahead and power it back on. Fingers crossed that we did it right, even though we didn't wait for the green light this time. And hopefully it reconnects. So we shall see. Okay, it's starting back up. This is making me so nervous. Back on, the screen is back on. Oh. That's weird. I charged the sensor until it was like a solid green color like they told me to, and it's saying my sensor's only at 97%. But at least it's showing the sensor back on here. So I think we're good. I think we are reconnected like we are supposed to be. So it's been a really strange last 2 days, and this is definitely getting a workout. But my sensor is currently at 23%, right there, and then the monitor is at 35, so I will be charging both of these tonight. But I was getting ready to remove the sensor, let it charge for a little bit, and then I'll probably just leave the monitor, the phone, on the charger for the rest of the night. But I figured that I would show you guys the process again, and then hopefully when I put it back on, I'll show you guys that, and hopefully we will put it on the right way this time, and not forget to wait for the green light to come on. So we gotta try to take this off. I put this one on really well last time. Oh, thought maybe we might have some trouble, but looks like it's gonna come off. Ew, that is It's really slimy, and I don't know why. So good thing I have these tweezers, because that was actually kind of absolutely disgusting. But we will pull her off. Whoa, that hurt. She's off. Ew. Ugh. and it pops right out of there. Well, good thing I was taking this. So if you guys did not just see what just happened, basically I pulled that off, and it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like one solid piece, and it snapped back like that, which is fine because I don't think they don't reuse these parts anyway. And then, you know, it took off and took flight over my shoulder. But we do have the sensor off like it's supposed to be in one piece, so we're good there. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it down in the charger and then put it on the block, take the one out for the phone, and charge this while I'm taking a shower. And then the monitor itself is still at 35%, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just wait and charge it overnight when I get ready to go to sleep, because that's not gonna be very long from now. So I'm not super worried about it, and it's not gonna be monitoring anything. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off while this is charging, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wait to charge it. But I'm gonna go do that, take a shower, come back, and then hopefully show you guys the process of putting it back on. Okay, so I am back, took my shower, and I'm ready to put a patch back on. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there are a couple of like kind of red spots. I'm gonna try to my best to avoid them, but I don't know how well that's gonna go. But I'm gonna try my best. And the sensor is fully charged, ready to go. Was solid green, so start with my patch, the sensor. We're going to lay the sensor back in there, and then again put it on a flat surface and push it down with the heel of my hand. Check, make sure that there's nothing, no spaces around it. Looks like it's good to go. And then this time we will wait, and hopefully the little green light comes on to tell me that it is good to go. And as you can see, green light is on, so we are good to go to put this on my chest. So next step, we're gonna put our little thing over my neck. I'm gonna have to take off, I think I'm gonna have to take off this completely. It's like a muumuu like dress that I'm wearing, but I'll put this around my neck, and then I will use this. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys use them when you do your dishes, but they normally come in like green and yellow on the bottom. This is kind of like the green bit of it, where it's just kind of rough and abrasive. So I'm gonna like scrape the area that I'm supposed to put it on, and then I will peel the backing off of it, the plastic backing, stick it on, and then I will be right back with you guys. Got it on there, press it down really good. So next step is peeling off the white part. It is the plastic piece, like the clear part underneath is wanting to peel up a little bit more than it did last time. Hopefully this sticks as well as the last time. I did manage to get it down a little bit further. It was closer to being like up here last time, so I did manage to get it down a little bit further. There's like one spot that was really red and like bumped up, and I'm kind of annoyed, but there was no way. Even, I mean, I could have tried pulling it up or pulling it down, and there was just no way that it was gonna work. So hopefully it's okay and it still works okay and stays where it's supposed to and doesn't beep at me every 2 hours. So of course is turning the monitor back on, so we'll let it do its thing for a minute. Like I said, this was at like 30 something percent, I think. So this will get charged, but I'm gonna let it charge overnight because it takes about 4 hours, and it is already 9 o'clock at night, and I have to go to work tomorrow, so I need to go to bed. But I will hook the orange charger back into the charging base and then back in the phone and get it charging. But I gotta wait for it to power up and then hope that it reconnects to my sensor. Okay, monitor is back on.
sensor is not reconnected, but that's okay. While we're waiting for that to happen, I will also show you guys. So I started a paper that basically just has a list of days or times that I know that the heart monitor probably experienced like a higher level activity that might explain, like if he says, oh, on this day this happened, and I can see that, then maybe I can correlate it to something that I was doing to make it make more sense. I'm surprised that they don't ask you to do this already, but I don't know, I felt like it might be a good thing to do, so I just started kind of writing it down and journaling what was happening at specific times. Sensor is still not reconnected. I'm not super duper worried. It did take like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes for it to reconnect last time, so I'll just let it reconnect, and then like I said, gonna put this on the charger, let it charge overnight, and then, you know, see how it's going to work tomorrow. So yes, another successful, I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, it reconnects, but another successful monitor change. I just got off the phone with customer service, which I did not expect to be doing today. However, you guys heard me talk about the last time that I changed this out. It was super duper itchy and everything was really red, and I told you guys there was a couple of sores and I wanted to try to avoid them, and there was like no way to put this on and avoid those sores. So I called customer service because I woke up today and it's hurting like really bad, where those sore spots were, and then it's just super itchy. So I called to see what my options were. He told me about this, which has been in my box. I did open this up and I looked at it, and it's the alternative wear. Basically you take it out, you put the little sensor itself, you stick it into like a necklace instead, it hangs around your neck, but then there's 3 lead wires and they go on your back in a very specific place. So he was like, you have that in your box, you could use that, or he decided that he asked if I wanted him to send me, they have other patches that look like this one, except for they're more of like a cloth patch. So it's option number 2. Option number 3 is another one that is like this device where you have the necklace that like hangs around your neck, but there's 1 lead wire, and he said it's just like a patch again, but it goes just on your skin, and asked if I wanted him to send that out. I said, yes, please. So he's gonna send me my options. I'm gonna have 3. We'll see which one works best. This one, just like having to work with 3 like lead wires back there sounds like a nightmare. So I'm hoping one of the other 2 works better. We might start off with the one around my neck, just because I think the patch is supposed to be a little bit smaller. So if I am still having problems with the skin sensitivity, it's a smaller area, and then if that works out okay, we might go ahead and put like the cloth one back on. He also asked, he said, do you want to take a break? As in take a break from wearing the device. He said, absolutely, that sounds great, that sounds wonderful, that's exactly what I wanted to be able to do, but obviously I'm wearing this patch for a reason, so I can monitor my heart activity. So I want to make sure that I'm like fully getting the full extent of what is supposed to be going on with this patch. But he said I can pause it for 2 days, and then we will just extend your service for 2 days. So originally my end date was supposed to be August 1st. He said, I'll let you take the patch off for 2 days. You'll just end on August 3rd. Send us back the device on the 4th. I said, great, perfect. So what I'm gonna do real quick is we're gonna remove the device off my skin, just take it off completely, put everything back in the box, turn the phone off, and then he said 2 business days is when that new one should be here. In 2 days, we will pull everything out, figure out what's the best alternative way to go, and then put the patch back on. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit here and take this one just completely off. This is probably gonna feel really weird not having anything on there. Hoping this one isn't super sticky like the one was that. Whoa, that hurts a lot. Ooh. Yep, this is the most painful one I've ever had to take off. It is kind of sticky, but it's not too bad. Oh. Whoa. Heart. Now, let's see if we can get this off more successfully than we did last time. And maybe it won't fly across the room. I did find out that's kind of like, you guys can see, I think that's actually supposed to like kind of maybe break Last time I kind of freaked out because I was like, whoa, that broke, but I think it's legitimately supposed to do that to make it easier. Now let's see. We're good. It's not flying across the room. So got it out. Like I said, the patch is just gonna go back in the box. And then hopefully we'll get it back, we'll get it hooked up and then back on, but we are gonna give ourselves a little bit of a break. I don't know if you can see, yeah, that's like real red right there. So, and he asked me on the phone, he's like, did you put any like stuff or like itchy, like itch cream or anything on there? And I was like, the box says like you're literally not supposed to put any lotions or anything there. And so I told him, I was like, I didn't know if I was allowed to put anything, and like I didn't want to mess it up, obviously put that on my skin and then put the patch over it and mess it up and it not work properly. So I was like, no, I did not. Whoa, ew. It's looking a little rough. He also asked if I had any like skin sensitivities at all, or allergies that I know of. If you guys did not know, I am going to an allergist. I have a throat condition that I cannot pronounce the name of, but it's caused by food allergies. And I was talking to my best friend the other day. I said, you know, the allergist I'm going to, not only do I want to talk about food allergies, I want to talk about general allergies because they seem to be getting worse. And she was like, yeah, I noticed. I was going to say something to you. So my allergies just in general seem to be getting worse for some odd reason. So yeah, he asked if I had anything previous that I knew of. Yeah, you guys see that? That hurts really bad. Oh, that stung. But yeah, I said I have psoriasis, which is a skin condition, but other than that, nothing that I've been diagnosed with. So, but yeah, we're gonna, ooh, I touched that and then it stung and now I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So yeah, see you guys in a couple days when my new device comes.
So I just got to my best friend's house. Basically what happened since the last clip that you probably saw was I waited the 2 days, took the patch off. It's still really red. Like you can still see the outline of where the other patch was. So waited the 2 days, still don't have like the necklace or the like one lead wire or the sensitive skin patches that he said he was gonna send me, which to be fair, I mean, it's been exactly 2 days, so it might have come today, and I just don't know it. But I'm not going back home this weekend, and I don't want to miss wearing this. Like I want to make sure that I get like the full extent of wearing it like I'm supposed to. So I went ahead and put a new patch back on. Hopefully right here I will insert the footage of that from this morning. I took it into work with me, so I just did the normal routine, except for the fact that I didn't have like the placement thing. I just went by the outline that was already there and then moved it up above the outline, and there was enough room that I think that I missed everything that was really red and itchy. I did go to the pharmacy yesterday. I had 2 prescriptions to pick up, not related to this, but I asked the pharmacist, I was like, hey, he asked when I called the other day if I put any kind of like itch cream or anything, what do you recommend? She said cortisone 10, so I bought some cortisone. So if this one ends up being really itchy and red and rashy, then we'll put cortisone on there if I need to. But everything looked good since we reconnected. It's been fine for today as far as I can tell. I mean, it's back where it's supposed to be. I was a little bit worried about running out of patches. This sensor I think is already at like 50%, which I knew that it might be because obviously I took the patch off sooner than I normally would, but those sensitive skin ones are coming, and then I've got 2 other options beside that, so we might just have to finish up with like the necklace method. I just really hope that I don't have to do like the 3 lead wires behind my back, because that sounds awful. I thought about doing it this morning and I was like, no, not happening. I will take the risk of this making it red and itchy and blistering again, because I couldn't do it today. I'm also exhausted and I have a migraine, so okay, it is 10:04 in the morning. Just woke up. bestie and husband did not get home until like 2 o'clock this morning, so they're still in bed, but I got up because I have to go home today, one way or another, so that I can go to work tomorrow. Here's the thing, this woke me up last night to tell me that my battery was low. It says critically low, your monitor battery is critically low, please charge battery to ensure continuous monitoring. And then it has a little silence button down here that doesn't do anything. I forgot the charger for this at my house. I realized that this morning. I was like, did I even put that back in the box? I did not, I didn't bring it with me. So this is just gonna get shut off. The other thing is I wanted to do a shower, plus I don't want to leave this on here because it's getting itchy like the last one was, and I don't want it to be blistered and red as it was when I took the last patch off. I don't know if I said this previously, but the only reason I put this on is because I didn't have the new stuff that he said he was sending me, and I knew that I was going to be gone from my house all weekend, and I wanted to make sure that it was still monitoring in some capacity. So I was like, you know what, if it's red, if it's blistered, we'll deal with that when it happens, but at least like I'm still getting monitoring for the time being. So I only have one more of these patches left, but if I take this off and it's red and whatever, then we're using the alternative uses anyway, so I'm not super worried about it. So this is also going to come off because I know the sensor was kind of low. The only crappy thing about this, like having that notification and not letting me silence it, is I can't tell how low the sensor is, but I know that it was getting pretty low as well. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off so that we can charge both of them at the same time, make sure that they're charged and fully ready to go, hopefully for my work week that's coming up. I'm also gonna shower, and then I think I'm gonna do a little laundry here at her house before I decide to go ahead and head on home. So I just took it off, got the sensor out. Good news is it's not nearly as red as the last one was, and it's not hurting like the last one was, so that's good. Like I said, I'm gonna go take a shower and then do some laundry. The only kind of sucky part about this and not having this on right now is that sometimes like the heat from the shower makes me really dizzy and nauseous, and sometimes like the motion of having to like lean over and grab my laundry and switch it from like washer to dryer also triggers what they're monitoring for. So that sucks, but like I said, I didn't bring a charger for this, so I couldn't put the patch back on even if I wanted to continue monitoring. So it's just, I'm just gonna have to, you know, deal with it. And yeah, I'm wearing it for 30 days, so I'm gonna have to do laundry again at some point in that, and I'm gonna have to do a shower again at some point in that. So hopefully one of those other two, when I do it, then it'll trigger it and I don't have to worry about it. And which I've had a couple of episodes so far, so I'm not super duper worried about it, just a little bit annoyed, but it is what it is.
My new stuff came yesterday. I'm gonna want to touch it out with this one.
Do you see my recorder? No, because it's sitting right here.